Chris here and welcome to a camera comparison, this time against the Motorola Edge 30 Ultra, the Xiaomi 12T Pro and the Xiaomi 12S Ultra. So front-facing cameras here. We've only got 1080p with the two Xiaomis, but we do have 4K with the Motorola, so there will be probably a difference in the quality. But what about the electronic image stabilization right now? So I'm swapping over the audio sources. Sun's starting to set here at the moment, and just a quick jog ahead, testing out which one has the best electronic image stabilization in these conditions. 4K 30 frames per second across all three of them with the main cameras. Now, for some weird and stupid reason, the Motorola does not have 4K 60. It's only got 4K 30. That's all I can find in there. I don't know why it does not have it. So as I pan around slowly, the sun's going down, so this is very difficult. The conditions here for these sensors. So we do have two 200 megapixel sensors and a 50 megapixel sensor. Stabilization across all three does look good. Now the Xiaomis have the worst audio bit rate. It is only 96 kilobits per second across both of them. The Motorola, the Edge 30 Ultra, does have 256 kilobits per second for audio. So what I'll do is just pan around now even a little bit faster. I can see quite a bit of judder actually coming through on some of these. Let me know in the comments which one you think is the smoothest here. And just a jog now, testing out the stabilization. So optical and electronic image stabilization on all three of these. Ultra wide cameras, and again there's something really odd with the Motorola, that it will only let me shoot in just 1080p with its 4K camera, and we get 1080p with the 12T Pro. That's all the sensor supports. It's 8 megapixels. And then the 12S Ultra, that can shoot 4K with its ultra wide camera. So it does have an advantage there with the resolution. Another little jog ahead, testing out the electronic image stabilization. Let me know in the comments which one you think has the steadiest, most usable footage. And Lowlight video with the main cameras here. So will the 200 megapixel sensors have an advantage here, or will the 1-inch 50 megapixel sensor actually pull through and produce better low light footage? So I'm going to walk down the stairs right here, testing out the stabilization, and let me know which one you think here for nighttime video looks the best, has the least jolts as I walk ahead, the less shakes in it too. That's important. Don't think it's the Edge 30 Ultra. Can see more jarring coming through with that video. Over to the still shots now. 12S Ultra, I will keep it on the Leica Authentic. So with portraits, I think here it's the Edge 30 Ultra that took it. It's just a clearer looking photo. The edge detection, the stitching is the best out of all of them. And I think the 12S Ultra just tends to be a little bit too contrasty, a little too dark in areas. The best colors probably were actually here, the Edge too as well. The selfie portrait is a bit of a mixed bag here. The Edge 30 Ultra captures the background the best, the clouds, without overexposing them, and it doesn't get rid of my sunglasses on my head completely, so it has the best stitching here. However, it's got skin smoothing, so it's kind of ruined it, and I did have the beautifying effects disabled. And this bright flower here, so the Edge 30 Ultra, it's just too bright, too much HDR there going on. I do like the colors with the 12S Ultra, but they're actually more correct with the 12T Pro, so I'm going to give it the win here. The 12T Pro pulls ahead. I really like this photo. Still keeping with that main camera, the Moto Edge 30 Ultra, again, just a little too bright. It didn't quite get the colors right. So the colors, more true to life, is the 12T Pro, which is very similar to the 12S Ultra, using the Leica Authentic. So you need to choose Leica Authentic or Vibrant. Vibrant just oversaturates. So I'm going to give the win here to the 12T Pro, but the 12S Ultra is also very good and more natural, the photo. Now, this one is really hard to call because they're just so close. Look at them. Now, if you look at the tiles, to me, with the 12T Pro, the colors were a little more correct. Cropping in now 300%. They're also similar. Maybe a little bit more over-sharpening going on with the Edge 30 Ultra. It's very hard for me to pick a winner, but based off the colors more true to life, the slight edge, and very, very slight, is the 12T Pro. With this photo here, the Motorola Edge 30 took it. Just take a look at my cat Vera's whites around her nose. And I think the other two are overexposing a little. So it's definitely here, the Edge 30 that gets it. It's the best looking shot. It exposes the scene correctly. Another shot that is very difficult. So when you take a look at them all, they seem pretty much identical. The colors, again, on the 12T Pro tend to be a little bit more true to life, what I saw with my own eyes. However, I really like the shot from the 12S Ultra. Even though they're so similar, just take a look at the background. It's got a little bit more blur to it with the 12S Ultra, and it's focusing more on the subject, which of course is this art piece right here. So this is where I think the 12S Ultra, for me, is the better shot. But I mean, they're all so close. Still with the main cameras here. So this is the top megapixel mode. We've got 200 megapixels on both the Edge 30 Ultra and the 12T Pro, and then 50 megapixel readout with the 12S Ultra. Now, looking at them briefly, you just say, okay, they're very similar, but oh, no, hang on. The Edge is looking maybe the brightest. No, the 12S Ultra is. Look at the fireplace. Now, when I zoom in and cropping in here, you can see now, I think it's the 12S Ultra that's actually taken this one because it has less noise. The Edge 30 is good, but it's got a bit more noise to it. And then the 12T Pro, it's just a little bit too dark there. The colors on the 12T Pro, they are again probably the more correct here, true to what I actually saw with my own eyes. Now the sun had just gone down here with the sunset, and the colors on the 12T Pro are actually more accurate. Now when you look at them, first glance, you'd say that, okay, they all look like the exact same photo. There are some differences though. The big one is the clouds, the way it is captured, the color, the tone of those clouds, and what it looks like now when I've just zoomed in. So I've cropped to 200%. It did look like this on the 12T Pro. It didn't look what it looks like on the Edge 30 Ultra or the 12S Ultra. It wasn't white. It was orangey yellow. Okay, not that white there. So those two struggled to capture it, and the 12T Pro pretty much aced this shot completely for me. That is exactly what it looked like when I was there taking the photo. Ultra-wide cameras now, so there's a big difference in the megapixel count. The 12T Pro has just an 8 megapixel sensor. The Motorola Edge 30 Ultra does have a 50 megapixel camera, and then the 12S Ultra is a 48 megapixel camera. Now, I think it's the 12S Ultra that took this one. I think it's the one that's slightly better. Now, it looks the stone, the rock, a little bit too reddish, a little bit too warm actually on the 12T Pro from when I was there. So the 12S Ultra, this time around, it managed to get the colors pretty much spot on. The 30 Edge photo is also very good, but I have to give the win to the 12S Ultra for the colors, the details, and the shadows. And I just think overall it has a marginal lead, but it is very close. One more ultra wide. So the colors again on the 12T Pro were more true to life, but it does seem to have a little bit more noise to it. And if you look at the 30 Ultra, when you zoom in a little bit, it doesn't seem to capture as well the details compared to the 12S Ultra. So I think it's the 12S Ultra. It also captured the sun going down and those clouds a little bit better too than the Edge 30 Ultra. Low light now, so they all look really good. Low light, night mode that I was using, of course. Now, what about the sky? Were the clouds as dark as they are represented on the 30 Ultra and the 12S Ultra? Well, they were somewhere in between the 12T Pro and the 30 Ultra there. So it's a little too light with the 12T Pro, the night mode. But I think the Motorola Edge 30 Ultra did get this one. Take a look at the texture around those three middle windows there. The plaster on the outside. You can see all those details, but on the 12S Ultra and the 12T Pro, we've lost those details. So I think that one is definitely going to get the win here for me. Ultra-wide camera, so it's definitely not the 12T Pro. That one's blurry and terrible. Not a good photo. So the Edge 30 Ultra or the 12S Ultra. I actually prefer the 30 Ultra. I think just pulls ahead, but it's so close between the 12S Ultra and the Edge 30 Ultra. Back to the main cameras. So you'll see they all look very similar. They are excellent night shots here of the castle. And what I did notice that the colors again were slightly more true to life on the 12T Pro. Now, to distinguish the differences between them, we have to crop in. So this is a 200% crop. You can see now, look at the left where those stores are. It's better exposed and captured those details on the 12T Pro. The edge is a little bit over sharpened, I find here. The 12S Ultra, I do like the look of this photo, but it is not exposing those stores quite as well as the 12T Pro. So that is why I'm giving here the Xiaomi 12T Pro the win with this particular shot. Very quickly, here are my findings. So for low light, I think it was, especially the main camera, the Motorola Edge 30 Ultra that took the win there. With the ultra wide, it happened to be, I think, the Xiaomi would take that one when it's daytime, but low light was probably the Motorola 30 Edge as well too. So I think it's just overall better at the low light. The selfie photos, okay, the 12T Pro, I didn't like the skin smoothing that was happening with the Edge 30 Ultra. Rare portraits, however, they did look the best with the Motorola Edge 30 Ultra. So the colors, this is very important. The more true to life colors, the more consistent over across all three of these was the 12T Pro. Very good. Well done, Xiaomi, to actually get those colors and almost nail them all the time. I was surprised to see that. It's actually the cheaper phone out of all of these three. So video quality, it's a little bit mixed there, but it was, I think, between the 12T Pro and the 12S Ultra for video. The Motorola Edge 30 Ultra just did not have very good stabilization. Audio quality, I like the richer sounding audio we got with the 12S Ultra. However, it had a big, huge Achilles heel, wind noise. It suffered the worst from the wind noise. So did the 12T Pro. So it was the Motorola that had the higher bit rate, but a little bit more scratchy sounding audio, but it didn't suffer from the wind noise as much. So that one gets the win there with the video. So do you agree with my findings here? It was a very close battle. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do give a like if, of course, you like this video. It does help the algorithm. Subscribe for more camera comparisons. I'm waiting for my Pixel 7 Pro, and I do hope to see you back again here in the channel.